Hey guys, it's Gameface here and welcome back to episode 20 of my Burnley career mode. Now in today's episode we're going to be finishing off the summer transfer window and kicking on forward with the rest of the season. We've got about £8 million to spend in this window if we choose to spend it. Obviously we can save it for the next window if we want to or whatever. But basically I'm going to try and I think bring in one or two more players in this window. Still looking to try and bring a second choice goalkeeper. Obviously Tom Heaton was sold to Arsenal I think last episode. So we need to try and replace him now if we can. But I think the plan is to have Nick Pope still as our starting goalkeeper, so for now I'm not going to look to replace him necessarily. Also maybe going to look at a striker potentially. I'm kind of not too sure on that one. We might have to get rid of Sam Vokes in order to make way for a better striker. I guess we'll wait and see as we go on with today's episode. Before we go any further though, if we could try and hit 50 likes on today's episode then I'd really appreciate it. Also please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already as well, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. Let's crack on with things and let's take a look at the transfer window obviously and have a look at some of the players we have shortlisted. There's one guy I've just scouted right now, Danny Ward actually. I don't think he's on my shortlist, is he? Okay, so just been taking a look at Danny Ward at Liverpool as like a backup to obviously Nick Pope, who have got in goal at the moment. I'm not 100% sure on this one. It's a difficult one to know because I think it's about 70 overall. It's going to grow a little bit more as well. The thing is, I don't want somebody that's as good as Nick Pope or better than Nick Pope. I do want someone that's happy to just be second choice. And I think Ward would kind of fit that. At the moment, we have Lingard, who's like 67 overall. Not much of a fan of having him as our second choice. Don't think he's quite good enough. Fine as a third choice, but not quite second. So we are going to look at Danny Ward. We're going to try and bring him in. Hopefully Liverpool are going to be fairly okay with a low offer. I really have no idea how much he's worth at all here. I'm just going to guess at like 2 million. I've no clue. Not far away, 3.25. That's why we go 2.25. That should be okay, surely. No? 2.4, come on. There we go. Got to be. What? What do you mean? You're going to take some time to think about it. Okay, so the stall is on that one, so we have to wait a few days. Not ideal. We'll have to move on to other options now. We're going to take a look at a striker, I think, because the current situation is we've got Chris Wood, who I want to keep, we've got Danny Ings, who I want to keep, but is more likely to play a little bit further back. But he was also tempted to go try and get someone that's over 80 overall, or 80 and above overall. Sam Vokes, obviously, is another tall striker. Barnes is another sort of Burnley type striker, and Benz I'm looking to try and get rid of. So there's quite a few strikers here, but not that many of quality, and I want to try and keep Chris Wood, Ings, and then have one more that's maybe going to be a new starting striker. Okay, so the guy I'm going to try and make a move for is Munier. Now obviously he's at Barcelona. It would be great if we could try and get him in. It's difficult to know what overall he is and also how much he's going to cost us. I've got a feeling he might be quite 80 overall, which might be a bit of a risk really to try and go for him here. And I also don't have enough money as well, so it will have to be like a player swap. So there's a lot of ifs in this deal. It might be that it doesn't happen, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what they're interested in, if anybody. And I'm tempted to offer either Vokes or Benza. We'll go in Benza first of all, see what they say to that. And they are interested, but they want £7 million. Okay, so that's not as bad as I was expecting. Let's go £4 million in Benza. Come on. Okay, 4.75. Wow, that's much better than I thought. 4.2 in Benza. Come on. There we go. Has to be. There we go. Accepted. And there's a chance now that you could join us if we can get personal terms agreed. A much better offer than I was expecting. But his wage is ridiculous. Wow, 130 grand. That's just throwing a spanner in the works. Okay, basically he wants 130 grand a week still, but he wants an appearance bonus of £3.8 million and a signing bonus of £2 million. Ridiculous. No chance of that happening. If we were to get this deal completed, then we wouldn't have enough money for a goalkeeper as well, which would not be so good, but a ridiculous signing bonus. Where's he plucked that figure from? 130 grand of 500 grand signing bonus. Now he wants 160 grand and a 2 million bonus. Let's go 135 grand and a £2 million bonus. It's a little bit all out for my liking. There's still a goalkeeper to think about as well. I mean, we could just settle with Lingard. There's also other players to try and sell as well, which would raise money. There's only like a week left of the window. Let's submit it. He might not accept it anyway. Let's see what he says. No, he's sticking with his guns here. Let's counter. Let's just go what we can afford, which is 145 grand. This is our final offer. And he's still not happy. I can't go any lower than that. That is my only offer I can give. What's he going to say? Not quite what we wanted, but he's accepted finally. Okay, about time as well. Stuck to our guns. He's joined. And Munier is now a Burnley player. What overall is he though? I have no idea. Let's have a little look. 79, wow, okay. I was wondering whether he was going to be around 75 at one point, but that's good that he's 79 overall. That's fantastic, in fact. and he now joins us. Brilliant news. I think price-wise, a good deal as well, and Benza goes one way with £4.2 million. I thought it was quite a cheap offer. And the good thing about Munier is he can also play on the wing as well, so gives us many different options, can play in those centre-attacking mid positions in behind the striker, and so doesn't have to just play as an out-and-out striker, which is quite good. Looking forward to using him, hopefully going to be a good player. And now some players to try and move on because of that signing. So let's spend a few days now and see exactly whether we can get to the Everton game or whether there's going to be more deals to be done. I might have to look at what players we've got listed now, because obviously bringing Munier for Barcelona does add an extra striker, and that means that there's going to be other strikers not getting as much game time. We do have some bids in anyway. Kevin Long, a bid in for him, £2.8 million. Is he transfer listed? I've got a feeling it might be. No, he's not actually. Maybe it's just a player we're keen to get rid of. Yeah, to be fair, I am going to try and get rid of him, I think. We're just going to accept the £2.8 million here from Swansea. And we've got a bid in for one of our strikers, Dan. And again, we're just going to accept it. It's less than what he's worth, but happy to just try and get him out the door as quickly as possible. Danny Ward coming back and saying unacceptable. Still only £3.25 million what they're going to accept. And to be honest, I think we're going to have to leave that on for now because we can't afford that sort of money. We have no money left on the budget, and we would have to chuck in a player, I think, now to be able to sign him. So Sam Vokes now transfer listed. It's a big decision. It's that we got in a bid for him last episode as well, which I chose to try and ask for more money on and trying to squeeze as much money out of him as possible. But obviously didn't work out, and he remains at the club for now, but he has been listed. The other option would be to sell Ashley Barnes. I'm open to selling either of them, really. Okay, big game against Everton here. We have dropped down the table a little bit because we haven't played a second game yet, but this is the team I'm going to go with, I think. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Pope starts in goal. Got Johnny Evans, Tarkowski and me at the back. Got Bustos, Amati, Wilshere and Taylor in midfield. Munier, Jota and Chris Wood as our front three. This is the bench. Alvarez, Vidal, Cook, Cork, Wellington, Goodmanson and Danny Ings all on there. We're going to bring in some of the lone players this next match. It's like a cup game that we've got coming up in a couple of days' time against one of the lesser sides that we should really be able to win. So we'll bring in the lone players to that game. But for now, let's crack on with this one. Let's try and win the game. It's going to be tough against Everton. Obviously, a few changes as well to the team. We are technically going through at the back against 3 up front, which I don't like. I'm hoping the fullbacks will play their proper positions, though, and it'll make more of a 5 at the back when we need to be. Okay, there we go for this game at Turf Moor against Everton. Let's see how we get on. New signing Munier playing. Got Armati starting over in Dide, who's suspended from the last episode. And so I'm looking forward to see how we get on with this team. I'm always curious to see how we get on with this sort of 3 at the back formation, particularly when you play against a team who are playing 3 up front. That always makes things quite interesting. And we're going to wait and see how we do with Munier playing as an attacking player here on the right-hand side as well. Chance here for Everton, and they've hit the bar just as easily as that. Another chance for them as well. Really bizarre stuff. I was mistaking the Everton kit for the Burnley kit. So I was trying to play it to one of their guys. That obviously didn't go very well. Bustos trying to get an across. Go on, chance for us here. Oh, headed away. Bustos has looked quite lively though on this right hand side. Just constantly win back the ball, getting in some good positions as well to cross. And unfortunately can't make anything with that. Chance here for Everton again, great block, Ben Mee. Under a bit of pressure early on actually from Everton. Struggling at the moment, might have to look at a change of formation if things aren't going to work out here. Martial to deliver this corner, headed away really well. Go on Munier, driving the team forward. First time we've seen this from him at all. Munier going to cut inside on his left foot. And we've really struggled so far. We need to look at a change formation. There's no width in this team at all. Okay, so 4-3-3 formation now. Johnny Evans going to sit in front of the back 4 at the moment. Wilshere's going to play a little bit further forward. And Marty also in that sort of centre position. So we'll see how that goes. Disappointed really with the opening for 30 minutes. Hasn't quite been good enough. Munier now into Armati. Waiting for some support. Into Munier again. Needs Chris Wood or someone else. But he's going to have to go himself here. Oh, it's blocked. Such a good chance. And then he stopped. And the defender caught up, out for a corner. Not too far away from half-time, but we've seen a slight improvement actually since making those changes. Bustos now delivers Armati, tries to put it back across, unfortunately blocked, and that's a common theme really whenever we've gone forward. It's half-time, it's 0-0, not the greatest first half, particularly the first 30 minutes was shocking really, not had that much at all going forward, but then we sort of looked a little bit better now, we've changed to 4-3-3, a bit more optimistic for the second half, but certainly Everton the better team, having the better chances based purely on the first half. Go on, is Chris Wood onside? Wood, chance from here on his left foot, miles over the bar. Was actually onside, I think, there. Really good run, great ball to him as well. Fortunately, not really too much with the shot. Free kick here for Everton. Starting to get a little bit restless, if I'm honest. Sandro going to deliver into the box, and they've just scored. Yeah, I thought it was a great start to the second half. Neither team's really taking control just yet, though we are only 15 minutes in, but it's the first proper chance and they've taken it, and Everton take the lead. It's deserved based on the first half, so no doubts about that really, but I just feel it's a bit hard done by because we're starting to find our rhythm a little bit there. Bit of a kick in the teeth. Okay, some changes. Goodmanson will come on. We're going to bring on Wellington as well. We'll take off Jota and Johnny Evans. Obviously, a slight tweak to the formation now, more of a normal 4-2-3 attack. Let's go for it. 30 minutes left. Really gutted with how he played, actually. Chris Wood over to Meunier, waiting for someone else. Chris Wood, he has to be in the box. He's not been in the box all game. Meunier will try to shoot. Of course, it's blocked, as ever. It's really frustrating, though. Chris Wood not really doing what he's on the pitch for, which is just to head the ball. That's all I want from him. That's all I ask. Okay, Danny Ings to come on. We'll take off Meunier now. He's going to play in behind Chris Wood. Wellington over to the right-hand side. 20 minutes left. Losing the game against Everton. Not particularly happy. My theory is you should never lose a game of FIFA. That's just always how I think. I think there's always a way of winning games. There's always a way of you doing better and improving and beating the opposition, those sort of things. But in this game at the moment, we've not managed to do that. And there's 20 minutes to be able to turn the game around. But I always feel like you should win every single game of FIFA that you play against the computer in particular. Let's wait and see what happens here. Good save by the goalkeeper. Got to try and break. I've kept Chris Wood on the pitch purely for his height, but he's not used it at all. Not one time. Not one time in this game. Yes, what a pass. Wellington still going. No, crowded out. Oh, should have done so much better. The annoying thing is I had the space down the line to be able to run into, but I decided to cut it back in. On top of his left foot. I think we might have lost this game, which is a bit bizarre because it's one of those matches where you shouldn't really lose it. It's just a weird game. Everton haven't done that much, particularly in the second half, haven't done that much anyway, to deserve to win the game, so it's a weird one. Bustos waiting for Chris Wood to get in the box, but we'll be waiting a while. It's out for a corner, and we're going to play some short. Wilshere going to play us to Bustos again. What's his delivery going to be like? I mean, that is one of the worst you'll see. It's rubbish. Goodmanson, Chris Wood. I feel like I'm giving birth. Why was you even trying your left foot there? Obviously I want on his right foot. So frustrating. The more annoying thing for me is not all these blocks coming in, but actually no proper chances. Like, no decent chances. Not one time where I go, we actually nearly scored. Well, I don't think I've actually thought that in this game at all. Jack Wilshere's ball in. We've actually nearly scored. What a save by the goalkeeper. I tipped it over the bar. Ben Mee with a great header. Doesn't even tip it over the bar. Must have just gone over. I'm sure that was saved. Really close chance to equalise. I mean, we nearly scored there. Let's be honest, we did. Go on, Chris Wood. Hold this one up. No! Jack Wilshere was running, you donkey. So we lose this game. I mean, obviously in reality we shouldn't have done. And I don't want to say we had the opportunities, we obviously didn't, that was clear, but we had the opportunities to create the opportunities. We just didn't. That was the problem. We got so close, we got to the edge of the box, or we got into the final third, we just messed it up. So we've not really had that many shots. I don't know what the stats are going to say about the shots. No idea, let's have a look. Yeah, 1 on target. Let's move on. Player injured, Jota out for 5 days, a bruised elbow. How he's done that, I've no idea. Dide's back from a suspension, still not got the deal agreed, obviously, for Danny Ward. We're just going to wait for that one to expire now, I think, and we'll see if we can get a different deal negotiated. We also need players to leave and some money to come in for that to happen. We've got Lincoln City coming up here in the Carabao Cup, so we might well change around the team. In fact, I think we probably will, to be honest. There's a lot of players that haven't yet been given a go, and one of those might be a centre-back or two here. Ward's up to 66 overall. That's fantastic news for us. He continues his growth. And if Long goes, then it will be between Ward and Thomas, really, for that sort of 5th choice place centre-back, I think it would be, because obviously Long going out the door, he's currently in that position. Alvarez is our 4th choice centre-back, so we'll look for those younger players to step up here. Okay, unfortunately, transfer talks break down here. Dan is going to remain with us for now at least. Bidding for Sam Vokes, £7 million from Cagliari. A deal that might well happen here, trying to get Vokes out the door if we can so we can raise a bit of money. He's worth £7 million though, which is the difficult bit because now we've transfer listed him, it's going to be more of a struggle to get a decent amount for him. So last episode I was after around 10 million. We're not going to be able to get that at all here. I'm going to ask for like 8, I think. Let's see what they say. Maybe 8.5, kind of be a little bit more cheeky. Let's go 8.5, see what Cagliari say to that. 7, I suspect that might be the case. Let's say 8, they'll say 7, 7.8, and they're not interested. 800 grand, they're not interested. Get out. I'm not bothered then. Get out. Kevin Long's been sold. We get £2 million added onto the budget from that deal, which helps us somewhat, I suppose, with the Danny Ward deal, but we still need to chuck in a player. And we'll wait in the next couple of days when that deal eventually expires. Boss might make a request. Not really, no. Okay, so this next game now against Lincoln City in the Carabao Cup. We are going to bring in Lingard in goal, reluctantly. We're going to put Vidal at right back, Alvarez, Ward and Olaza in the rest of the defence as well. And then in midfield we've got 3 lone players. We've got Roberts, we've got Loftus-Cheek and Kennedy. There's also Cork in there as well. Barnes and Ings up front, and the bench I've gone with Thomas, Cook, O'Neill, Hendrick, Goodmanson, Wood and Vokes on there. Let's go with the game. Let's try and get through to the next round. Obviously risky when you make so many changes, and things could go wrong quite easily. But I'm hoping it doesn't. And I suppose we'll just have to see how we get on. Here we go, Burnley versus Lincoln City. Let's see how we get on in this game. Lots of new faces in the team. Patrick Roberts being one of them. Obviously got Loftus-Cheek in there. Kennedy joins us again. Wait, Kennedy, was he ever at the club? No, I don't think he was he? But certainly a player I kept my eye on for a little while. Loftus-Cheek, I'm looking forward to seeing how he does as centre mid alongside Jack Cork. And let's just hopefully have a good game here. Loftus-Cheek coming forward early on. Do you know what? Not that far away at all. Had to be saved. And it was nearly followed up as well by Barnes. That's much better. Look at that from Kennedy. He's through and he scores 1-0. That's a much better start to the game. 6 minutes in. This is the Burnley I want to see. Pace, power, and a bit of passion as well. Determination from this team. Fantastic bit of play there from Kennedy. Loftus-Cheek involved as well. We're actually trying to take on men and beating players, which is good to see. Of course, the opposition is different qualities to Everton, but good bit of running here from Kennedy, getting past his man and finishing off really well. 1-0, taking the lead. Chance, and they've equalised. Not good enough, disappointing for us there. That's their first shot they've had, Lincoln, or first one target anyway, and they've scored. Disappointed with that. 1-1, 21 minutes in. Okay, it's half time. Drawing the game 1-1 here at the moment against Lincoln. It's another strange match, and I feel a little bit strange playing the game as well. It's one of those matches where we obviously should be doing better, with a team that's dominating. We've had all the chances, really. But there's just something about this team, I think it's the difficulty, if I'm totally honest. We've tweaked around with it a lot during this series. We have done a lot throughout all the different series that I've done in order to try and find a difficulty I actually like. And I've still yet to find one. But this one just feels like I can't play the style of football I want to play. I want to play intricate passing. I want to do lots of stuff on the ball, but every time I try, it just gets intercepted or the pass isn't right or whatever. I just don't feel like I can play the style of football that I was hoping to with Burnley. I came to Burnley to try and transform the way that they played. And I've yet to really do it in the way that I wanted to. I think it's partly down to the difficulty. I think there's a lot of interceptions from players that you probably wouldn't expect usually. And there's also a lot of bad passing as well, which isn't down to the difficulty. But yeah, just a little bit frustrated by the sort of style of play. I'm really curious to see what you guys think in the comment section below, like those sort of passes and things. Obviously not down to the difficulty, but I think certain elements of the gameplay is. It's just whether I tweak it again, not really too sure. I can still beat teams and things, but just not in the way I wanted to, which is the kind of the key thing. Olaza, chance here, takes a touch, shoots, scores 2-1. The left back's got us back in front here, inside 10 minutes of the second half. Great strike, to be fair to him. Finds the top right hand corner, and Olaza there with a really good hit. Not bad for a free player, was he at all? Look at this for a 1-2, gets it back, takes a strike. It's a really good strike actually as well. Kennedy delivers. That's a great delivery. Wow, could have been another goal, but it's a corner instead. Nearly an own goal, in fact, by the defender there. Cork to play to Patrick Roberts. Roberts still looking for a cross. Great ball in, headed away. This is more like it. Looks a little bit better already in the second half. Roberts driving the team forward again. Can he find a better cross? He's a little bit overhit again on his right foot. Kennedy now trying to get Olaza into the game a little bit. What a ball that is. Loftus-Cheek. You have to at least get that on target, if not score. It's a great opportunity there. Okay, first two changes, Vokes and Hendrick to come on. We'll take off Loftus-Cheek and Patrick Roberts, 2 lone players coming off there. And we are going to just switch things up a little bit for the final 25 minutes, give other players an opportunity. I've seen a lot of what I wanted to see from certain players, and I kind of know exactly what to expect now. But I guess we'll just try some other players out in this team. Ashley Barnes now to Danny Ings. That's more like he gets in front of his man. Danny Ings has had a quiet game. Can he do something here? Jack Cork. Never felt confident we were going to do anything with that. This is what I mean. You have to do something. That's a big chance as that. It's a big chance that we've made look like nothing because we wasted it. Vokes into Danny Ings. This is better. Ings has to hold them off and shoot and score. There's something not quite right. I don't know what it is. I really haven't worked it out. You could see it coming already, couldn't you? You couldn't write this. You really couldn't write this. Out for a corner, Kennedy to deliver into the box. Let's deliver in with Vokes, and easy save there by the keeper. Okay, that's it. We're through to the next round. You know what I'm going to say. I say the exact same things every game at the moment, so I won't bother repeating myself, but it's obviously a game we should win by a more comfortable margin. Better team by a mile, absolute mile. They barely did anything, and so the scoreline really does flatter them, even though they've lost. We will move on. We obviously had the better possession. I think shots-wise could have done easily a lot more than what we have done, and actually it's made them look like they've had some sort of foot in the game, but they really haven't. Yeah, comfortable victory for us there, despite the scoreline. Into the next round, and that means we will face, hopefully, a bit of a better team. I'm hoping, anyway. Man City beat Oxford United 3-2 in extra time. Not so comfortable in that game either. Okay, approaching the end of today's episode, as well as the end of the summer transfer window here as well. Going to go into deadline day, see whether we can get anything done in this final sort of 10 hours that we have here. £2 million to spend. It's going to be difficult to know exactly what to do. Transfer offering here for Nick Pope, coming from Everton. Okay, well, I'm not going to sell another goalkeeper. I'm trying to sign one, if anything, so I'm just going to reject that. Broken down for Danny Ward, so obviously nothing happened in a timely manner there, as it said in the email, but we are going to now go back in for him and just chuck in a player to try and get something done. Oh, wait, can I not even do that? No, I can't, because I've got to wait a week on top of that now. Great. So Danny Ward is not coming to the club. That's official. I've messed that one up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to try and make a move for Joe Hart. A permanent move though. I've tried obviously to loan him. They weren't interested in that. So we are going to go for a little bit of a different one here. Sam Vokes is the guy I'm going to try and put as part of that deal, I think. I'm just looking at other options. I don't think there's anybody else. They might not even be bothered by a striker. So it's difficult to know. We'll go Vokes. We'll see what they say to that. Not interested. Looking to bring a centre-back in. We don't have a centre-back to give you. Well, it doesn't seem like this is going to go very far. Just off for £2 million, but we're obviously a long way away. 4.5. Keep just going to offer 2. No. See you, Pep. I've looked at a lot of different deals. I've had actually some deals accepted, but they just don't really work out with the players that were involved in order to try and get them in, so we're not going to go ahead with them. We're going to go for Henderson. We're going to try and bring him on a loan from Manchester United. He is loan listed. I think he's about 68 overall. Might have grown a little bit, which would be quite good. I obviously appreciate Lingard's 67, so it's not that much of a difference, but he's 21 years old. There's a chance of him growing. I'm hoping he's going to be around 70 or maybe even 70 overall or above. And I guess we'll have to wait and see whether something can be agreed here with Man United in transfer deadline day. It's taken longer than I was hoping, so I'm a little bit annoyed by that. We are going to counter and see whether maybe we can pay 40%. Come on, Jose. Come on, there we go. That's good. And that means he will hopefully sign if he's going to accept it within the 10 hours. Bidding for Daniel Armati here from Stoke City, £14.3 million. A lot of money, actually, a decent offer, but we're still going to reject it anyway. He's actually one of our bench players now with in today's signing, but going to reject that one. You're not really leaving us with much time to get another deal sorted. But certainly if he grows in value in the future, maybe it's one we think about. Good news for us here, though. Dean Henderson has been loaned in. Fantastic news. He's in the club, and that means we could now use him if we choose to. Bidding for Chris Wood from his former club, Leicester City, £14.2 million. Another decent offer. Another offer that I am going to reject. Okay, Henderson's 71 overall, so that's actually better than I thought, and that kind of works for a second-choice goalkeeper. Happy with that. It's all worked out in the end. Shakwana, bidding for him, going to accept it. Don't know who he is, so probably best we let him go, I think. He gets sold as well, so a few £100,000 for him. And that means transfer deadline day can now be finished. That's all 10 hours we've gone through there. And that will also conclude today's episode as well. Finally got through transfer deadline day and the whole transfer window. It took us long enough. After losing that game against Everton, we are in 10th position at the moment, which obviously isn't great, but we're only 2 games in, so it's not a massive worry. Hopefully we get back on track here this game against Norwich. We'll go through those emails next time round. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. If we could try and hit 50 likes, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already as well, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.